I'm here with the artist Wanda Bryant at Valley College's Launch 18 art exhibit. Hi, Wanda.
Hi.
I see that you have a beautiful piece right here. Could you tell me about your creative process behind designing that?
This particular piece was for a class project that was to be wood-based. And I had some old bookcases that I torn down in my home, and I decided to use that wood as the basis for my project. And also, while cleaning a closet out, I found some old home movies. And I decided I wanted to combine those two because they're very, very different media, the hard, solid aspect of the wood and the flexibility and all of the cultural meaning that comes along with film. I wanted to combine them in some way. And so I started cutting templates of film reels out of the wood, and then I found ways of stacking them and created basically an armature structure out of the wood and used the film then to wrap it. And there's a lot of other meanings that goes along with the combine of the two.
Well, you did an amazing job. What inspired you to be an artist?
I have been a musician all my life, and I have taught everything from kindergarten nursery rhymes to graduate school seminars. And once I retired about 5 years ago, I needed to find another outlet. I was still creating music, but I wanted another kind of creative outlet. And as a hobby, I had always been decorating cakes. And I thought, well, maybe if I take a sculpture class, I can get a little bit better in making the little figures that go along with my cakes. And so I thought, well, I live about 2 miles from LA Valley College. Let's see what's there. And found a wonderful program in sculpture and have been enthralled ever since.
Well, now that you mention it, there is an aspect that kind of reminds me of a cake, the layering of it. Right.
I actually did make a cake replica of this as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wanda, could you tell me about the name of your piece?
Yes, this piece is called Hugo, Mexico City, 1976. The piece was named after it was created, and a couple of ideas came into play. First of all, I was informed by another colleague who was critiquing my work that it reminded him of the film Hugo, with the clockwork and animatronics that were involved with that movie. And it also, because of the film and the film reels, it brought to mind the early film aspect of that movie. The Mexico City 1976 part comes because the film that you see wrapped around the outside is actually home movies from my late husband's trip to Mexico City in 1976. So I combined the two together to create a world that meant something to the outside world in terms of the film Hugo, and in my own world in terms of what my late husband had done.
And could you tell me about your educational success? I know you were a professor at one point.
Yes, I got my doctorate in ethnomusicology from UCLA in 1995, and I taught at Pasadena City College for 16 years and at the California Institute of the Arts, which is in Valencia. I was there for 12 years. But that was teaching music classes, and that's a whole different world, and I was more into the academic end of it than the performing end of it. But once I decided to retire, I kind of felt a need to express myself in a different way, and that's why I ventured into this realm of the arts. It's much more expressive and creative than just giving a lecture about the history of some sort of music.
Absolutely. And is there anything you'd like students, faculty, and just fans of art to take from your artwork?
Well, I hope that there's a little bit of an inspirational quality. I like to make pieces that say something about the world we're in or inspire. This particular piece has a lot of personal meaning to it, but I really like the aspirational quality of its rising nature and growing nature from the little pieces of film winding and spreading out and eventually coming out the top of the very, very top of the piece, a little piece of film arising. And just to enjoy and take away from it what they will.
Well, Wanda, thank you so much for sharing your art with us. This is Jessica Lang reporting for the Valley Star at the Launch 18 art exhibit.